What if I told you that tonight's Champions League match between Bayern Munich and Atalanta might actually be more interesting than scoreline suggests? Bayern won the first leg 6-1. 6-1. On paper, this is the deed. But here's the thing. That lopsided scoreline might actually be the exact reason tonight get interesting. Stick with me, because this is kind of second leg where something unexpected can happen, and I want to break down exactly why before kickoff. So let's set the scene. Bayern Munich hosts Atalanta tonight at the Allianz Arena. They go into this match with 5 goals aggregate cushion, which in football terms is basically a mountain. For Atlanta to overnight this tire, they would need to score 6 goals without conceding a single one. Nobody in the right mind expects that to happen, and that's the key point. Because what does a team like Bayern do when the tie is already won? They rotate heavily. Think about it from Vincent Kompany's perspective. You have got Bundesliga obligation. You have got a potential Champions League quarter-final coming up, and you have got key players who have been heavily minuted all season. Why would you risk Harry Kane, Jamal Musiala tonight? You just wouldn't. You protect them, you give squad players some minutes, and you move on. And this is where it gets really interesting for tonight's match especially. Atlanta, and I want to give them credit here, are not a weak side. Gian Piero Gasperini built teams that press hard, that work incredibly well as a unit, and that can be punished tired of unfocused opponents. They had a rough night in the first leg, no question, but against a rotated Bayern lineup, on a night where the German side's motivation might genuinely be at lower level. That's a different story. Now, here's my actual prediction for tonight. I do not think Atlanta are going to pull off a miracle aggregate comeback, let's be realistic. But I do think there is a solid case to be made that Atlanta either wins this individual match outright or keep it very close. If you are someone who follows football prediction and spreads as a hobby or for entertainment purposes, and please remember, this is a purely analytical content, non-financial advice of any kind. That giving Atlanta a one-goal cushion on the night makes a lot of sense to me. A scoreline like Atlanta 1, Bayern 1, or even Atlanta winning 2-1 genuinely would not surprise me tonight. The combination of Bayern's likely squad rotation, Atlanta's resilient pressing style, and the fact that this is essentially a dead rubber for the German side makes for a fascinating individual game to watch. So here's where I land on this. My prediction for tonight. I think Atlanta either draw or win the second leg. Bayern's first team will almost certainly not be on the pitch for the majority of this game. The tie itself, Bayern goes through absolutely. But the result on the night, I'm genuinely leaning toward Atlanta performing well and not being blown away like the first leg suggested they might be. If Bayern do rotate as heavily as I expect, don't be shocked to see Atlanta leave the Allianz Arena with something to show for it. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Bayern actually rests their starters tonight, or do you think Kompany keeps the pressure on and goes full strength? And what's your prediction for the scoreline? Drop it in the comment right now. I genuinely love reading your takes, and I'll be replying to as many as I can tonight after the match. If you have been following this Champions League run closely, you'll know the comments section on this channel has some of the sharpest football mind around. So let's see what you've got. As always, this is purely my analysis for entertainment and discussion. Nothing here is financial advice, and please always enjoy football responsibly. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the post-match reaction. See you tonight. Thank you. Bye.